Today I would like to bring the sutta. It's in a way a little bit continuation from whatever we discussed yesterday, but maybe not many of you was here. So it's somehow a recent maybe interest. So I see or like ask other monks, and with their help we try to find the poetry or gathas, or like some verses from the suttas, which one verse may contain a lot of deep Dhamma points. So how you may really, if one would like to memorize something very little but containing a lot of Dhamma, so this would be the stuff. So yesterday we also discussed one deep gatha, just one small gatha. It was about like sticky things. Like there was word sango, but not sango with H, just sango without H. And it means bound or attachment or something sticky. Like literally means like the place like a trap where I can stuck and like suffer in a way. So something where I can stuck, long story short. It's called sango. And today there would be a verse what a little bit say more about this sango. Yesterday we discussed a little bit. So it's from Samyutta Nikaya 4.21, Sambahula Sutta. It have many things, but one of the gatha, one of the verse, it's like this. Say, yo dukkhaṃ adukkhaṃ adakkhi, yo dukkhaṃ adakkhi, yato nidanam. So whoever see or whoever saw the dukkha, the suffering, and on that account, so it's the sutta speak about person who saw a suffering. We will come to this later, what it means. Kame so janantu katan nameya. So the question, it's a question, how one person who saw the suffering, how one who saw the suffering can incline his mind towards sensual pleasure. So if person saw in some way, or like, I don't think that it's only speak about arahant, of course, or about arahant as well, but even a person who have some deep insight, deep understanding, not maybe full understanding, but some even like small kind of insight, what is dukkha, what is suffering, then understanding it deeply, how he may incline his mind towards sensual pleasure. So that's what sutta say, we will come to this. Upadhi viditva sangoti loke. So having known upadhi it's appropriation or attachment or identification, or also they translate like sense of ownership. So I take something as mine. This is mine. Also we come back to it. So he saw it as sango, as these sticky things. The things like sense of appropriation he see as something sticky, where he can be stuck. Okay? Taseva jantu vinayaya sikya. And he going to train himself to abandon this upadhi, this appropriation. Okay, this is a gatha. And what it means, it have a lot of things, yeah? So it starts from one who saw a dukkha, one who saw suffering. And maybe we need to a little bit remember what kind of suffering usually Buddha speak. Buddha speak about three kinds of suffering, like dukkha, they call it, like just suffering, like pain, for example. I sit for a long time and I feel pain in the body. I didn't eat for a long time and looking on this juice, I feel hunger, for example. Yeah, it's dukkha. So just painful. This is very obvious for all people. Everyone experiences this and no one can escape. Then next one is viparinama dukkha, they call it. Dukkha because of change. So because things change, that's why they dukkha. Like now I, for example, feel comfortable, I speak about Dhamma, I like enjoy, but after 10 minutes, 5 minutes, this Dhamma talk finish, I will be suffering. Or anything, like today I'm eating, for example, and then like this food sooner or later finish, and so my favorite food finish and I'm suffer. So anything would like come because of change, especially change of pleasant experience. We have a pleasant experience, this change, we're not happy. So it's also, in a way, we may understand. It's everyone experiences this, and it's common. And the last one is they call Sankhara Dukkha. So the Dukkha, what come because things are conditioned. Things are not come by itself. Things have some causes and condition, and they usually have a lot of components, like a car, for example, have so many components. And how often usually people go to repair their car? Very often, like especially when it's not a new car, because so many things, and you need to make it work. Like it's very difficult, and that's why it's like time after time, one thing break, another thing break. So in the same way, all our experience, everything what we can experience, it depends on something. It have many components, and that's why it cannot be ultimately sukha. It cannot be happiness. It have many components, and we need to maintain it. And maintain it, usually it's suffering. It's like it's a work. So it's a just brief summary why, or like when the Buddha speak about dukkha. And so the one person who saw the dukkha in some way, like when it's painful, when it changed, and when it's conditioned, then how he may incline his mind, how he may bend towards the sensual pleasure, the sutta speak. So it's also maybe understandable, very logical. So if I especially saw sensual pleasure as sometimes dukkha, so like for example, if I eat a lot my favorite dish, I'm suffer after, like there's pain, or if it's a sweet things, I have a diabetes later, or like anything, because I indulge in sensual pleasure, I feel dukkha, I feel painful dukkha. Then if now I enjoy sensual pleasure and it change, this is viparinama dukkha what has been changed. Now as I enjoy, then after some time it's over and I'm suffer because it's over. And because these things conditioned, these things like this food, I mean, someone need to prepare it, someone need to buy it, someone need to like know how to do it. And there is so like even the best cook in the world, sometimes things happen, like the water may be not ideal, or any like you bought from market maybe not ideal ingredient, and the food would be not so as you do it usually. So these things conditioned. And also like for example, my body now, like when I'm sick, I cannot enjoy the food anymore. And I come to gyms, but I'm sick, and someone offers for me my favorite food, and people look at me, oh, Bhante, it's your favorite food, please eat. But I'm sick, I cannot enjoy it. So like many conditions involved in this process of enjoying sensual pleasure. And that's why it's dukkha. It cannot satisfy you completely. It cannot give you ultimate happiness always the same. So to see sensual pleasure again and again in this way, we may naturally at least not inclined towards them. We cannot avoid food. We cannot avoid some things like what we use daily, but we can see it again and again as something what cannot bring satisfaction. We can a little bit detach from this, little bit disenchant, they call it. Like okay, it's good to have a good food, any other sensual pleasure, but even without, like it's more neutral. Like why, for example, in monastic life, usually morning is like a little bit active time. We come together, we have maybe some classes, we have a food together, and morning, except early morning, like this kind of morning time up to lunch, usually it's not good time for meditation really, because you eat and you like have some social things. Usually meditation start afternoon and evening time. So, and of course, person who like meditation, who do it regularly, like he like more afternoon because his meditation is better that time. So, and because of this, person may a little bit more detached to sensual pleasure. He may feel, okay, like, it's nice, I enjoy now this food, but if I really overeat, I cannot meditate later. So that pleasure from meditation uncomparable from pleasure from sensual like sphere. That's why you kind of try to, okay, now I can let go, eat less, or eat like more simple food, then my meditation would be better, so actually I like it more. So that's Buddha encouraged us to kind of detach from sensual pleasure to find something different, something more refined, something more interesting, something more like what may, in a way, sustain us. Like people who maybe some little bit gross example, people who have a drug addiction, they like strong drug addiction, and one of the way doctors gave them a little bit different kind of drugs, more allowable, more not so harmful for the body, but still kind of drugs. So, and in this way, they from very strong attachment, they come to less and less and less, and like it's kind of gradual process. So more refined pleasure we need to give to our mind. So in a way, like we are addicted to sensual pleasure, yeah? We need to change our addiction to more refined, more subtle pleasure. And this is progression, more come to equanimity, more like equal level. So the sutta say, who see dukkha or who saw dukkha, he can not incline to sensual pleasure. Already quite good, yeah? Just like small takeaway from this part, from first part of the sutta, we may try in our practice to see how, why sensual pleasure is dukkha. Like whenever like we eat or do anything, find, okay, there is a sensual pleasure, I do it, and why the Buddha calls it dukkha? Is it true that Buddha calls unsatisfactory and suffering? Or like, maybe in my experience it's different, maybe I'm a special. So try to verify this verse in your experience. And the second part was to see Upadhi as a Sango. So Upadhi is upadha, so take something, take near. I place something near. So there is a Upadana, maybe you heard Upadana Khanda, and Upadhi. These words are a little bit different they come from different roots, but they mean almost the same, kind of appropriation, taken as my, taken near to me, like, okay, these things near to me, it's my things, like it's offered for me, like all this my. So this is more easy for us to understand, because when Buddha speak about non-self, what is non-self? Not I, what it means, like it's very difficult. But things not belong to me, it's a little bit more understandable. So I cannot have really sense of ownership of these things. And especially speak about, obviously things belonging to me, like it's not ultimately mine. Yeah, like just a few minutes ago, it was not offered to me. Now, yes, but now after I drink it, like where it's mine, when I go to toilet, it's obvious that it's not entirely mine. It's just I use it somehow. But 5 khandhas, 5 aggregates, they call, and attachment to this is more subtle and more difficult to overcome. Like, for example, body. I take it as my body. Okay, obviously I'm not a body. This, I think, like most of the people don't think that I'm not a body. I'm something else. Yeah? But this body is mine, because I can move it. I feel pain from this body and all these things. It's my body. And I like this body to be beautiful, healthy, young, like all these kind of things, because it's my body. So, but Buddha say, Upadhi, appropriation, it's a sango. It's things where you can stuck. Why? Because things may change, and things will change. Body will change. Like after some time, become old. After some time, I become sick. And if I take it as something belongs to me, I want to control it. But there is no ultimate control of it. There is no, I cannot really make things work how I like. I can cause a condition, I can adapt a little bit. But anyway, like before we discuss, cook some very good things. You cannot control everything. Same way about your body. How many things inside your body you control? How many things inside your body okay, let me digest things a little bit faster. So there's no way, or maybe someone can, but normal people cannot do. So then next one is the feelings. Like we experience some feelings, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. And also we can appropriate it as my, like I feel pain, I feel pleasure, I feel this, I feel that, and it's mine. But again, like reflecting on this deeply, how we can control it. Like if something, like I put my hand into fire and I will feel pain, and I cannot change it. Only I cannot put my hand to fire. This I can. But the fact that this fire is burning my body and give me painful sensation, unavoidable. I cannot change. So I'm not really master of feelings. Yeah? Like some yogis in India, they can lie down on the needles or on the nails. So someone can, yeah. But even they, I think, in some way experience feelings, and they cannot control it ultimately. So next one is perception. Yeah, perception is more ideas, any kind of. I see tree, I see Syrian, I see Buddha statue, or even more subtle, like I'm a good monk. Yeah, like people in teams are generals. So all these ideas or concept or beliefs, this is sanya, this is kind of perception. And also I may say, okay, it's my understanding, I think that I'm a good monk, you know. But this idea, good monk, like, where is this? Where we can find it? You know, please show me this idea. So it's combination of many factors, and people call it good monk, or people call it generous person. So this combination, it's not belong to me. It's kind of general assumption. Even this general assumption change country to country. You know, like in one country, people perceive that if I support my family, I'm generous. But in another country, it says, if you support someone else except your family, that you call you generous. So even this definition can be different. Someone perceives that one is a good monk who use money, you know. Someone thinks that it's obviously not a good monk. So it depends on many conditions, and I cannot appropriate it as mine or something like this. Then next one is sankhara, they call it, like intention or volitional formation. So any will or any desire to do something, or on more subtle level, any kind of formation would cause you to do some action in body, speech, or mind. So just even mind movement before thinking, like you want to form thoughts. So this kind of subtle impulse, it's also what could call volitional activities. So these things also, it seems like I want this. I want now go to KL, for example. I want this or that. But actually, this thing is conditioned. Like, I won't go to KL because I want to get passport. So, and because I want to stay long in Malaysia, and because blah, 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 blah. I'm not from Malaysia. And, you know, all this kind of condition. But ultimately, I don't want to go to KL. You know? I would like to stay here. So these things, like, conditioned, and I don't have full control. I have to do something because of some condition. And the last one is consciousness. It's just experience of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting. So this experience, I can see, I can hear. So this also, like, I cannot control it, and I cannot take it as a mind, because it's changing. Like, even, okay, I close my eyes, there is no seeing, but can I close my bodily sensations? There's no way. Only like to get a car crash, for example. An accident may happen, people, like, it kind of disability when people cannot feel their body. But normal person, like, it's unavoidable. But sometimes I would wish, you know, when you feel pain in the body, I would like not to feel it. So sometimes something go against my wish. So the sutta say to us that any appropriation, it's things where we can stuck. So anything, any appropriation in our mind and body, take it as a mind, because things change, because things condition, there I can stuck, there I can suffer. So it's a second takeaway from this sutta. Try to see in our experience how I take things as mine, and why it's stacking, why Buddha calls something where I can stuck, like bondage. And see for your experience. And why we're going to do it? To be ultimately happy, free from suffering. Because if we're not stuck here, if we not incline our mind towards sensual pleasure, we're free from suffering. Our life is like more equal, more happy, more refined. We not depend on external things. We not depend even on internal things. Not depend on mind and body. We're kind of happy in general. So wish you all be happy and be free from suffering.